Ever wonder why some companies seem to avoid directly addressing criticism? Um, it's a curious thing, isn't it? Uh, for over a year, uh, uh, Sweet Baby Inc. has framed negative reactions as simply bad faith attacks. But what happens when the company itself offers insight into the situation? Um, um, this story explores how a recent podcast appearance might have revealed more than intended by the conversation began on the Gaming for the Culture podcast. The producer Maria Beck participated, and then a specific characterization of critics quickly emerged. And the host suggested that the negativity stemmed from a particular demographic, identifying them as cis white men who were uninterested in Sweet Baby Inc.'s work. Beck didn't challenge this framing, instead agreeing with the premise repeatedly throughout the discussion. This wasn't just about identifying a group, though. It was about dismissing valid concerns by reducing them to identity-based opposition. Um, the idea was that disagreement wasn't about creative choices, but about a resistance to diversity. Detailed breakdowns by the Writing Raven and Gothic Therapy provide a line-by-line analysis of the exchange, highlighting the consistent pattern. Perhaps even more revealing was an admission about the company's actual role. For years, Sweet Baby Inc. Has positioned itself as an advisory service, offering feedback and maybe. However, Beck stated plainly, we create those things. This directly contradicts previous messaging, suggesting a far more foundational creative involvement. We don't just consult, they build narratives, craft character documents, and write scripts. Um, this isn't just tweaking an existing idea, it's shaping the core of the game's story. And as Gothic Therapy points out, this places Sweet Baby Inc. firmly in the role of a developer, not simply an advisor. When the conversation turned to the backlash, Beck framed it as harassment directed at herself and colleagues, including CEO Kim Belair. No mention was made of past controversies like attempts to suppress independent tracking of their projects. Ironically, she then expressed a desire for a public list of projects, something that the company has historically resisted. It's a pattern: deflect criticism, dismiss concerns, and avoid accountability. And Sweet Baby Inc. claims to be misunderstood, yet openly describes taking a central role in shaping narratives. They insist criticism is rooted in prejudice, yet refuse to address the substance of those concerns. The podcast appearance wasn't a misunderstanding or a leak, quote, made. It was a public confirmation of concerns players and developers have raised for years. Transparency builds trust. And this podcast demonstrated a continued choice for deflection. It's like they're trying to write their own narrative about the narrative, right? Speaking of narratives, why did the game designer break up with the artist? because they couldn't see eye to eye on the story. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.